Welcome to The Explainer. I'm honestly so thrilled you're joining us today because we're about to unpack something that, well, it sounds like an absolute myth, but it's actually pure, undeniable math. Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly how money grows through the mechanism of compound interest. We're going to uncover how a tiny amount of money today can literally transform into massive wealth tomorrow.
So think about this for a second. What if saving just a little bit of money today could actually turn into thousands of dollars in the future? It kind of sounds like a magic trick, right? Like pulling a rabbit or, in this case, a stack of cash out of a hat. But as you'll see in our explainer today, it is absolutely not magic. It's a mathematical force known as compound interest. In fact, some of the world's smartest investors consider it the single most powerful force in investing.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, A Tale of Two Savers. Okay, so we've got a complete contrast in philosophies here. Take a look at Ali. Ali loves spending every single dollar he earns. His whole motto is, you know what, I'll save money later, I just want to enjoy life right now. But then we have Sarah. Sarah's approach is entirely different. She says, I'm going to save a little every single month because I want my money to grow. She's looking ahead. And to kind of guide them through this, they're working with a financial mentor, Mr. Wise, who promises to show them both exactly why time is actually way more valuable than money.
So, what is this core concept Mr. Wise wants them to grasp? It's compound interest. And very simply, that means you earn interest not only on your original money, but also on the interest you've already earned. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that your money actually starts making its own money.
To make this easier to picture, Mr. Wise tells them, imagine planting a tree. Every year that tree grows more branches. Then each of those new branches grows even more branches, and that's exactly how compound interest works. Your money starts as a little seed, it branches out as interest, and then those interest branches, they grow their own interest branches. The whole thing just accelerates its own growth over time.
Moving right along to Section 2, the math made simple.
Let's actually crunch some numbers here so you can see it in action. Let's say Sarah saves $100 in an account that's earning 10% interest every year. In year one, her $100 becomes $110. She earned $10 in interest. Pretty great, right? But check out year two. Her starting amount is now $110. With that same 10% interest, it becomes $121. Now notice, she didn't just earn another $10, she earned $11. Why? Because her previous $10 in interest also earned 10% interest. By year three, that $121 becomes $133.10. Her money is growing faster and faster, and she hasn't lifted a finger.
Let's fast forward and see how this builds over a longer stretch. Take Ali's jar. He spends almost everything, maybe keeping just a flat $100 hidden away. It stays at exactly $100 year after year. Nothing changes. But Sarah's jar? It just keeps building. Because she invested it, her 100 turns to 110, then 121, 133, 146, and quickly to 161. Eventually, Ali asks her, wait, I had the same amount all this time. And Sarah can probably say yes, but my money was working for me while I slept.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, the power of time.
Let's look at a timeline to really drive this home. Meet Emma. She starts investing at age 20. Then there's David. David waits a bit and starts investing at age 30. Now here's the absolute kicker. They both invest the exact same amount of money every single month. But Emma just gave herself a massive 10-year head start. So what happens after all those years?
Well, just look at the disparity here. It's enormous. Emma's final wealth completely dwarfs David's much smaller outcome. Even though David invested the exact same amount monthly once he finally got started, he just could never catch up to the compounding momentum Emma had already built up during those first 10 years. This perfectly proves Mr. Wise's point. When it comes to investing, starting early is often far more critical for building wealth than the actual amounts of money you're putting in.
To really cement this concept of exponential growth in your head, think of a tiny snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's super small, but as it rolls, it collects more snow. It gets bigger, and because it's bigger, it has a larger surface area to collect even more snow, so it grows bigger and faster the further down it goes. That is literally compound interest in a nutshell. Small, regular contributions building this massive, unstoppable momentum. But we do have to talk about Section 4. The dark side of compounding.
Yeah, there's a flip side to all this. If we look at something like credit card debt, we see how this exact same mathematical force can be totally financially destructive. Compound interest doesn't just work for investing, it can absolutely work against you. If you owe money and interest keeps being added to your balance, well, now you're paying interest on your interest. Your debt grows faster and faster, snowballing in the completely wrong direction. Instead of working for you, it acts like a mercenary working against you.
So the most crucial point is summarized beautifully right here by Mr. Wise. He says, always make compound interest your friend, not your enemy. You want to be on the receiving end of this powerful financial force. You want to be earning that interest rather than being on the paying end and just getting crushed by it.
All right, let's wrap this up with Section 5, 3 Rules for Wealth. Mr. Wise leaves us with these 3 golden rules to take away. Step 1. Start early. As we clearly saw with Emma, the clock is your absolute biggest asset. Step 2. Invest consistently. You got to keep adding snow to that snowball. And step 3, be patient. The greatest investment strategy isn't about becoming rich overnight. It's about giving your money enough time to do its thing. The real magic happens in those later years when the interest on the interest really takes off.
And that brilliantly brings us to our final takeaway. Sarah figures out that the best time to start was yesterday, but Mr. Wise reminds us all that the second best time is today. So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Will you take advantage of today? Harness the power of time, let compound interest start working for you while you sleep, and take that first step towards securing your financial future right now. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.